Yo, what's good, everybody? Today is May the 19th, 2026. Most gracious and Holy Father, we thank you, God, for another opportunity of prayer. Thank you, God, for this day, which you allowed us to see. We ask you, God, that you would just bless our viewers as well as their families and our conversation. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Yo, what's good, everybody? Y'all come on in. I'm a little winded because I had to make a quick run real quick before the camera cut on. Before we even get started, I want to give some Born Day shout outs. Happy Born Day to Walter Harris again, celebrated, who was with us last week on the show. Happy birthday,
Oh,
Walt. Miss Patty Dindy, happy birthday to her as well. My man Wendell Bay Scott, who celebrated on another day. Norna Sessoms, love you, Norna. Happy Born Day. And then on today, we're celebrating Everett Bass Williams. Happy Born Day to all you guys and everybody that's out there that celebrated a birthday on this week. Congratulations again to all of the graduates, everybody that graduated during this graduation season. Congratulations to you guys. I hope you guys are on the road to success in all your endeavors. Um, Shout out to all the workers and the teachers, educators out there, as well as the staff, counselors, custodian, cafeteria workers, all the health, all of our employees in the health in the education system. Um, Congratulations to the Baraka team on winning the election. Miss Donna Jackson on winning the city council at large there in the city of Newark. Congratulations to her as well. Um, and with that being said, I guess we're gonna get ready to get on into the show. Um, we got returning back with us, the very beautiful talent herself, in her own right. She has a YouTube channel that I want you guys to go and subscribe to. She has conversations. She has questions of the day, just different things throughout the day. You can also follow her on Facebook as well. Miss Tiny Help, welcome back to the show.
thank you for having me. Hey, y'all. Hey,
No doubt. How you been?
I'm good. I'm good. Just working. Work has been exhausting me. Like it's that time of the month for work and stuff like that. So I've just been, but also been working on the social media, the YouTube, coming up with content, recording, and so yeah, I'm tired, but I'm good. I'm blessed.
Hmm. And for those that are tuning in and even watch the playback later, hey, what's good, Sharky? Uh, where can they follow you at on YouTube? What's the name of your YouTube channel?
It's Tanya Talks PRPYT.
Okay.
So at Tanya Talks PRPYT.
Yeah, y'all look that up and go and subscribe and check her out. She has a lot of material on there. Let's get those viewers up and those content up. How you guys doing as well? And what we're doing tonight, we're going to be reviewing the movie Michael. So you guys, as you guys come in, you guys also put your take questions for myself or Tanya in the comment
And your
section.
favorite Michael Jackson song.
Yeah, there you go. That's another good one. What's your Michael Jackson song? What you thought of the movie? What did you thought of the cast? And just be a part of the conversation because that's what makes the show pop. You guys be not just watching us, but actually partaking and being a part of the conversation. And I greatly appreciate each and every one of you. So with that being said, ladies first, what was your thoughts of the movie Michael?
So
And
first of
before
all,
you go with the movie, were you a Michael Jackson fan?
oh my God. See, if I had time when I got home from work, I would have went upstairs and grabbed my two original Michael Jackson dolls
Okay.
because I was gonna marry Michael in my mind when I was younger. Michael was the man. Like I love him so much. It don't even make no sense. Like how much I love that man. Yeah, he's amazing.
So what did you all think about the movie?
I hold on one second. I'm gonna turn this down. I thought the movie was really good. I hated that people were like talking about how Janet wasn't in it, and you know, and how the part with Diana Ross wasn't in it, and how they didn't cover his whole life. My thing is if they were to cover his whole life in one movie, we'd have been in the movie theater for like 10 hours. Like you can't. He is so amazing, and he's the GOAT. There'll never be another Michael Jackson. So you would need multiple movies to cover his entire life. And I think that, yeah, I would have liked to seen his relationship with Janet because I know they're close. However, the movie was called Michael, not Janet, and it was about him. And I thought it was amazing, phenomenal. And I'm really in love with the fact that all of the younger generation now is getting to experience the fandom that we had for Michael. They're getting to know his music, and they're like really like, I saw on TikTok a few younger women talking about how they can't stop thinking about them ever since they went to go see the movie. All they do is listen to Michael Jackson music. It's just like it's becoming, like this him all over again, like when we were growing up. You know what I mean? And his music is streaming #1 all over. Everybody's listening to it. I loved it. I thought it was really good. I thought the actor that played his dad did a phenomenal job. I think his nephew did a really amazing job. I think a lot of the times when he was doing the concerts and stuff, when they would pan out, you really thought you were looking at Michael. For me, like it was just phenomenal. He did an absolutely amazing job. You could tell he worked really, really hard to get that part down packed. I liked how they showed, the Jackson 5, and I love all that music. I'm very old school. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think they did a great job. And I guess they're supposed to be coming out with a part 2.
Yeah, I was reading that too. Actually, I read about that before the movie even came out, that they were already in works, supposedly, of doing a part 2.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for the casual fans, this I'm gonna just give my take. For the casual fans, or people that didn't really know nothing about Mike, I thought it was pretty exceptional. I thought it was pretty. It's definitely a good watch. Um, but I heard a lot of people, different. And this is just my opinion. If you was going to watch something or thinking that you was going to find out something about Michael Jackson that you didn't already know or heard of, that's kind of just asinine to me, because we're talking about, like you said earlier, Mike was literally larger than life. Um, we will never see anything of the magnitude that of the Michael Jack. Like you got Michael Jackson, you got Muhammad Ali, you got like it's just certain class of people that's larger than life that you only going to see once in a lifetime. Literally. And
Mm-hmm.
I was telling somebody, I said, think about this. Mike was literally so famous. Can you imagine what it's like to not be able to go anywhere in the world and people not know who you are? I'm not talking about in the States or in a state or a country in particular. Hey, what's good, Jew? I'm talking about the entire world. Mike could have went to Budapest and people, Michael Jackson, Michael, there was no
Yeah.
place that he couldn't go, let alone well, I'll come back. I'll double back to that. The movie. I thought it was a good watch. I thought it was a very good watch. And shout out to the cast. I made sure that I didn't watch any commercials. I didn't watch any previews, anything before going to watch the movies. So I was thoroughly surprised to see Nia Long playing Catherine. I thought she did a good
Mm-hmm.
job. I didn't know that she would be in the movie. I didn't know that Lorenz Tate would be in the movie playing Barry Gordy either.
I think they matched up people very well. Even
Mhm.
the girl that, even though Latoya didn't have a lot of lines, the girl that played Latoya, she really looked like her when she was younger.
Yeah, she did.
I
And
was amazed by that.
you hit the nail on the head. Coleman Dominga, he was already an exceptional actor, but the way he portrayed Joe Jackson, it is ridiculous. Like this dude, he might be the next it. Like
Yeah.
literally,
Yeah.
everything that I've seen him play in, he's done over the top exceptionally well in every role that I've ever seen him in.
Yeah.
And I just think he's the next coming. He's the next dude when it comes to the whole acting thing, because he's so versatile as well. But
Hmm.
he really embodied
He
Joe.
did. That was the word I was just about to use. He did. Even
Yeah.
the guy that played Don King, they matched up people
Mm-hmm.
so perfectly. So perfectly.
Mm-hmm. And it was like, I thought, like I said, it was a good watch. It was a good watch for the my shout out to my boy Rodney. My boy Rodney always get onto me. Like, dude, why can't you just watch movies? Um, because that was the part for me, being like a historian, so to speak, on music and different things like that. There, movies. I felt it was rushed. I felt like it was a money grab, which they were very successful at. By the way, I meant to pull that up to see how much money they made so far, but I know it was up there. Um, because a lot of the timetable was off as far as the songs, like Never Would, when they played Never Would Say Goodbye in the movie, that would never happen because uh that was actually a Jackson 5 song that was on Motown, and they did it at the talent show, which hadn't taken place yet. So it was just little things that
Right.
off about that there. But that's just for the insiders, the people that's known. If you just going to watch a casual movie though, I thought it was pretty good. Um and it's like you said, as far as um Janet, I knew that. Well, I had seen different articles. I've never seen her actually physically say anything. I don't do all the TikToks and videos nowadays, especially with AI, because you don't know what's real and what's not anymore. But I know that she did say in one of the interviews when they were first talking about doing the movie before they even start shooting, she was saying in that she wasn't going to take a part in it because she, for various reasons, she didn't go into particulars, but I think it had a lot to do with her legacy, his legacy. She didn't want to be riding the coattails of her brother. She wanted, you know what I mean, like just let it be what it is. Like his legacy is just that. You know what I
Right.
mean? And she wanted no parts to do about it. And it made me think too, like that's one of the things that's one of the issues that you run into when you have a big family like that or a family of that size, because Janet could stand alone on her own, but
Absolutely.
you got somebody like Jermaine that's like, yo, he was never what he wanted to be. So yeah,
Right.
let's get this money grab. You know what I mean? Let's make some money
Nah, yeah, you're right. Because the two talents that came out of that family, the two biggest talents was Michael and Janet.
by far.
Yeah.
By far. And even I was having a conversation with somebody about it over because they was telling me, I didn't grow up on Michael Jackson music, and I'm like, what? So it was like, I was like, yeah. I said, listen, that's documented. That's not even what hearsay or what we think. You can go back and look. And a lot of times, even when I was talking about it over the weekend that the movie came out, it was like I had a hard time deciphering between what was in the movie, because I literally seen the opening weekend. I went to see it 3 different times. I went to a standard theater. I went to see it in Dolby Digital. I also went to see it in IMAX, and just to see if there was going to be a big major difference or whatever the case may be. But it was like people was like, "What did?" And it was hard for me because I literally spent the whole weekend just fanning out on Michael Jackson. I went
Yeah.
back and watched the 25th anniversary of Motown. I watched the 30th celebration with Usher and Whitney, rest in peace, Whitney Houston, when they all did the little tribute to Mike, and Mike came out, even the Jackson 5. So it was like blurred lines between the movie and what I seen from the different specials.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I couldn't remember like exactly what I seen from what, because I spent the whole weekend with Mike that weekend. But like you say, it was just crazy. I remember even in high school thinking like, can you imagine what it was like to back in those days, back in the 90s, you know what I mean? People was paying up to $500,000 to see Michael Jackson. And I'm like, yo, what kind of, I ain't gonna call them idiots, but it's like, how can you spend $1,000 to go to this concert to see this individual in 30 minutes or 30 seconds after he hit the stage, you passing out and they gotta carry you out on the stretcher in the ambulance?
Listen, I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, I would have probably fanned out, but I wouldn't have passed out. Like, I'm not losing my mind. Like, I'm there to see the show. What
Exactly.
happens? Do they bring them? Do they bring them like to the back and bring them to and let them come back out? Like, what happens? I would
I'm
be so pissed off.
Yeah, if they bring the ambulance out, I'm quite sure that's it's like mandatory that you got to go to the hospital. You going straight to the hospital. You
Oh
ain't
no, hell no.
you just lost all that money.
Exactly.
I'm
And
like, I
you
can't
missed the
imagine it.
show.
Hmm. Yeah, and
Yeah,
it was
man.
like, another aspect of it was I've always felt empathetic to Mike because you us as regular people, we think about we have dreams and I want to be an author or I want to be a comedian or I want to be a pastor, I want to be this, I want to be that. And it's like what we would dream of achieving. Can you imagine from the time you're 7, 8 years old being famous and having all of that already? Like
Yeah.
that's that's one of those things. Like it's like certain things. I just feel like even as a parent, there's like certain things children shouldn't have to go through. There's certain pressures that children shouldn't have to face, whether you're a parent or not. We've all been children at some point in time,
Hmm.
and even though we thought we might have been grown at 13, 10, whatever the case may be, we ready for the world. The adult version of ourselves can say, "Listen, yeah, come on, let's stop it." You might have
Right.
felt that way at that time, but you really wasn't. Michael Jackson was super famous before he was double digit age, before he was 10 years old.
Right.
You know what I mean? So he never really had the childhood that we are afforded. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
Like he didn't know what it was like to have classmates. He didn't know what it was like, you know what I mean? All these different aspects. So it's hard for us to ever even compare the pressure of what he had to go through.
Well, he did go to a private school. Um, and that because there were, people saying that, he was in a private school. But he yeah, he didn't have friends, like friends, and he
Mm-hmm.
didn't have that childhood. And so I think that's why when he grew up and he had all that money and he was able to do whatever he wanted to do, he wanted to have a childhood. He wanted to play board games that they wouldn't play with him. He built Neverland to, have like carnival style, on his own property, all the animals and stuff like that. That was him living out his childhood that he never could have when he was younger.
Mm-hmm. And I think you made another good point too. Like, when we talking about Mike, one, I thought it was a bad idea. I get it because, like I said, we live in a day and age, and me personally, I'm about done with all these biopics. I'm done with biopics. It's like I don't care if I'm a fan of the person or not. It's just like it's kind of out of hand. I always think about it like for myself or put myself in that situation. And this is one of the problems that I personally have with when it comes to biopics. It's like why not give people their flowers while they're here? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
That one aspect of it. But when you live such a controversial life, there are going to be certain things that the people want to see that you're not going to okay.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like so, and then the problem with that is the opposite end of the spectrum is once you pass away and they go ahead and greenlight this project, how much of it is actually accurate? How much of
Right.
it is actually true? Or how much is
Right.
it just movie and fluff? You know what I mean? Hey, Drew said, man, I saw that in real life from a regular guy. Boy, he could sing. Jared Ross. We sitting in rooms or females and he started singing. Next thing I know, panties thrown everywhere. I told him, don't stop singing, my boy. we
Listen.
always got a local talent or somebody that we know that oh man when they take off they gonna blow, but nobody to the effect of Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Like that's astronomical. That's a whole nother stratosphere. But like I was saying, and that's the problem. It's like you don't know how much of this stuff is accurate, how much is, and that's what I was saying about. Shout out to my man Rod. Rod always like, yo man, won't you just watch the damn movie? Like stop looking for everything to be so realistic. And I just can't help it. That's just the way I am. I want to see something that's actually believable. Whether it's true or not, that's a whole different conversation. But at least to make sure that it's believable to me. Um, so that's hey, what's good? I'll just talk about you. Rod said he really enjoyed the movie. Um, yeah. So I've been trying to scale back a little bit, right? I've been trying to watch it as entertainment and not critique everything to say. Um, but I thought it was kind of fluff. I just like I said, I just think it was kind of basic, which is okay too for the average fan. People that didn't know or just. I think that one of the all right. So this is one of the other highlights of the movie to me. Um, I don't know how everybody feels about it. I'm definitely one of those people that they like to call conspiracy theorists, and I have a problem with that term in itself because a lot of times what that does is it puts you in this category of being onto something that people don't necessarily want you on. So they want to label you as crazy. They want to label you as
Mhm.
this, all these different terms. Doesn't mean that you're not correct. It's just that they don't
Right.
want you talking about it or everything else. So we've been talking about we living in an age now where human trafficking is at the front. We got Epstein files. Who's in it, who's not. The pedos and this all this different kind of stuff. And we know the allegations and stuff that Michael went through. Those that are old enough to know outside of the movie. Of course, I was not mad at them for leaving none of that out the movie at all. Um, but having said that, it made me think. One of the things the second time that I watched it, I started thinking because they showed a lot of the scenes with him visiting the children in the hospitals and all that kind of stuff. We know Mike was all about that. Him and Princess Diana and
Yeah, he was
all
a wonderful humanitarian.
yeah, and it really made me think. You know, in the same way I was talking about conspiracy theorists, was Mike ahead of the game and really knew what was going on, being that he was thrown into this limelight at such an early age and was really trying to protect some of these children that so that they wouldn't be trafficked, so that they wouldn't be sexually assaulted, SA'd or whatever the case may
Yeah.
be at such an early age. That's why he created Neverland. That's why he would have all these sleepovers. I'm not saying that that's what it is, but that's possible because he wanted to spare them of some of the things that he had been exposed to even as an early age. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
of course, if the powers that be that's controlling this and making money off of human trafficking and doing all these different things, of course, they're gonna want to lie on you and say, no, you're the bad guy.
Hmm.
You see what I'm saying? And I don't
Yeah.
really think about that until watching the movie. Like, maybe Mike really was like really trying to save these children. That's why he spent so much time with little children. Not that he didn't want to be an adult, because he had an adult life too. We used to know about Studio 54 and
No,
all that,
yeah. Yeah.
that was a whole different aspect of his life too. But he spent so much time with children because he might have been actually really trying to protect these children.
He was never found guilty on anything. I think those people just wanted money from him. Macaulay Culkin, he hung out with him all the time. He's never Emmanuel Lewis, never, none of them never accused him of anything. I think the people that accused him, they saw dollar signs.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that he did the things that they said he did, and he was never proven guilty. You know, I think he was trying to protect the kids. He had a hard life, and allegedly they said, from the things that I've researched and stuff that I've done, and watching the videos and stuff like that, how Latoya had came out and said that her dad would mess with the girls and stuff like that. And uh how do you know he didn't mess with the boys too? You know what I'm saying? If that were the case. So you don't know what actually went on. We only know what they talked about as they got older, and what was going on in the house. Other than that, we don't know what went on behind closed doors. So maybe
Mm-hmm.
he was trying to protect the children. Somebody who loves animals the way he did, and loved, was just such like a kid at heart and such a genuine person in all his interviews and stuff like that, a jokester, and funny, and he had a real sense of humor and stuff like that. I could never believe that about him.
Yeah, me neither. And again, just because we don't believe it, don't mean that it's true. But I would never go that far. Like even when in real time, when you go back there, think about how many people that accused him of these same people. They came out years later, some before he passed, some after he passed, and said, "Listen, yeah, he never did anything. You know what I
Right.
mean? I was trying to get money. My parents made me do it. Hey, what's good, Jen? All these different things." So, like I said, just because people accuse you of something don't mean that it's true. But of course, especially in this day and age. Thank God, it wasn't like that back then, because
Mm.
it would have been so crazy with the social media and everybody with the
Oh
cameras, and
yeah.
like it would have been, oh my God, it would have been so ridiculous. And I swear, I hate sounding, when I get the older I get, I hate sounding old, or like the old people, like yeah, a loaf of bread don't cost 5 cents no more, all those different stories. But it's like, I so miss those days where we had to live in the moment. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
Rod always he teased me and some of my other friends too as well. Like, dude, one thing you gonna do is you gonna go. He talked about it last week. I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna have a good time, and I'm gonna always go to shows. I'm at like every concert possible. I'm at every comedy show possible, and people be like, "Oh man, you went here, you went there. Why you ain't post those pictures?" I said, you know what? Because I'm from the era where I sometimes I do take pictures and sometimes I do record just so I can look back at it later or come up in my memories. But for the most part, I miss living in the moment. I miss
Yeah.
the days where you couldn't record and you had to be there. You know what I
You
mean? You
be
were present in
present.
the
You
real
had to be
time.
present. Right.
You know what I mean? And it was that
Yeah.
it made you appreciate that much more. I thought
Hmm.
about it one day. I forgot what concert I went to. I was at one concert, paid nice money for a ticket. I'm right in the front. I'm at the stage, and I'm actually recording because the music was jamming, and I'm recording. I'm like, dude, put your phone up because I want to enjoy it. I'm right here at
Yeah.
the stage, like, you know what I mean. I need to be present in the moment, not just so everybody else, because I was live on Facebook so that everybody else could check it out. Man, forget these people. This is about you
Right.
right now, having this moment with the artist. I think it was PJ Moore, PJ Morton concert, and it was like like I said, I find myself guilty of it sometimes, but I miss those eras. I miss those days
Right.
where, when your phone rung, you had to actually pick it up to see who was
Yeah.
calling you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I miss the nostalgia of that era. So
Yeah.
the whole Mike controversy, Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, and it would have been bonkers back then. It would have been
Mhm.
totally bonkers. So I'm so glad that he didn't have to experience that aspect of it. Um, I could have swore. I'm sorry, y'all. I got a new phone, and I'm still trying to figure out how to work it out. I could have swore I turned my volume off, but I guess not. But yeah, what did you think of? What did you? All right. So, what did you think about the whole gang scene?
I, I had heard about that. That was actually new for me. I had heard about it, but I didn't know if that was true. You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was pretty dope. They said Michael was a badass. Like Michael may have seemed timid, but apparently him and Tupac got into it. Like
I was gonna get into that. Yeah,
Michael was a badass. Michael, listen, if you grew up with Joe Jackson, and Joe was a boxer, wasn't he?
he wasn't a boxer, but he was. All right. So I watched. What was crazy was, I know what we're talking about because I watched an interview with Tito, and Tito was saying that what happened was when they was in Gary, Indiana. Gary was like this rough place. Like
Yeah,
they had
it's a rough
drug
neighborhood.
dealers, they had alcoholics, all this different kind of stuff. So he said what Joe would do is like once a month, he would set up a boxing ring in the backyard and invite all like the gangsters from the neighborhood to come fight his sons. And he said that the reason Joe logic behind it, even because a lot of people like, what? Who does that? Tito said that Joe's mentality was, my sons are not going to be in no gangs. My sons are not going to work in the factory like me. But at the same time, y'all know not to mess with them because they ain't scared of y'all and they ain't no punks.
Right.
It's just not going to be no part of y'all, no gang. So, and I'm quite sure Mike was with that too. And the story that
Right. So that's what I'm saying. Like he was brought up to learn how to defend himself. So
absolutely,
he won't no punk. You know what
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying? Like Mike won't no joke. That's like MC Hammer. They talk like that Joker.
Oh
he,
no, MC Hammer is definitely like that.
yeah, he's shell. So like I don't think Mike was no punk. I think I think with he wasn't scared of nothing. I think and when people listen to his music and you could just feel that like energy. You know what I'm saying? He had that good energy, that loving energy. There's no music like Michael Jackson music, and it unites people. So to see that scene, I thought it was amazing.
Yeah. Now, to me personally, I thought it was all movie, right? Because I've heard different stories. I heard different stories about that too. Like, and I was explaining to somebody, this is the thing about California, and I've learned this from people that actually grew up there and lived there. When you're of that magnitude, right, you have to uh get an affiliation. Let's put it that way. When it comes to gang culture, because what it is you got people like prime example Big U. I don't know how much you know about Big U, but that's why he's in jail now from exploiting people. Like if you have a certain amount of name, now of course me and you like we just go out to California, we ain't got nothing to worry about. But if you're like a celebrity or you're entertainer, when you go out to California, you got to do what they call these check-ins. You know what I mean? Because people know that you're famous, whether it's Bloods or the Crips. You got to get somebody to protect you because one or the other is going to try to extort you as far as protection. Right. The Jackson 5 being the Jackson 5, I don't care whether they're in Encino, Watts, Baldwin Hills. Like, listen, they got to get somebody to protect them. You know what I mean? It's almost like even with when Big and Puff and them would go out there to the West Coast. Like if Tupac is Blood, okay, then we got to get with the Crips because we need some kind of protection once we go out here. You know what I mean? We can't just come out here with our own security because it's truly extortion.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same way in New York.
But I done seen like I watched another what is my cat doing? I watched another interview where his like the people that were around him, the producers and the road managers and stuff like that, they said that it was true. Like they said that happened. Yeah. So I don't think it was fluff.
Me personally, I hear what you're saying. What I'm saying is, I don't think it was like Mike came home and seen what was going on in the street and say, you know what, we got to get all these gangs together. That was movie. They got to sell the story. What it was those people were around, and he didn't like the gang violence. And just think about this. We talking about how large his life he was, right? Think about this. Even in New York, you from New York, I'm from Jersey. Mike was so Michael Jackson that the baddest of the baddest, drug dealers, pimps, street jokers, stick-up kids, everybody was willing to rock that Thriller coat, that beat it coat,
right?
The zippers, wearing spikes on the wrist. Mike had that effect on everybody.
Exactly. Like, yeah.
All that did. So I believe that Mike if anybody could have pulled them together and said, this is what we're going to do, cool. But to have them in the video, all those was actors, because if you go back and look at the Beat It video, the dude that's in the white jacket, that's the dude that actually choreographed the video. Mm-hmm. I can't think of his name. He died at age years ago. But he was one of the choreographers, Alfonso Rivera. So those actually dancers. Those wasn't the game. Now they might have been on the set. Like I said, as far
they said they were on the set. They were on the sidelines.
Yeah, but the accident, like for him to be getting where they portrayed it in the movie, like, oh, let me see what y'all doing. Like Mike wasn't getting no dance moves from the gang members. Let's stop it. That's a reach. They were definitely there, but not in the capacity that the way that was portrayed. That's
but they were there. That's the whole point. They were there. They were there.
Yeah,
I think him uniting, you know, there was a fight did break out between a Blood and a Crip. So on the set.
Yeah, I mean, and it's gonna be some tension when you got both of those in the same
right,
vicinity.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but like I said, if anybody can get them to stop the violence, I just don't believe. I thought it was a PG version of what really happened. We won't know until we get to heaven. But I would like to ask Mike about it myself. So Marv, you saying gang bangers can't dance? I'm definitely not saying that. I'm not saying that they can't dance, because they can, especially out there in LA. They call it crumping. They got this dance called crumping, which is it's pretty
Yeah,
cool too. But
yeah,
what I'm saying is, no gang members is giving Michael Jackson, the Michael Jackson, advice on dancing or giving him giving him no dance moves.
right.
That's what I'm saying.
That is hilarious.
But like I
Um,
said, overall, I think that especially when it comes to the casting again, the casting was superb.
I think it
Um,
was phenomenal. Yeah,
and like I said, it just can you see my comment? Nah, I can't see Jen. Oh, right. That's a fact. Yeah, I see that. Only reason I don't be putting yours up, Jen, because I remember one time you were talking about your name being on the screen before. So that's the only reason I don't be putting your comments up. But I see them. Um, yeah. Overall, like I said, me personally, I'm pretty much done with the biopics because it's like nowadays,
those are my favorite type of movies, though.
and it used to be like that to me too. Before it became a thing.
I
Like
like true to
now,
life movies, like true to life movies, like because I want to know. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I'm curious.
Now, it's just that integrity is a lot to me.
Yeah,
And I feel like a lot of days now, what they doing is they doing these things just to make money, not to
right.
get us the information that we want to know, or they want to get their side of the story out there. I just feel like nowadays, biopics is about, well, how much money can we make?
Yeah,
What can we sell? And me and my brothers, we always had this debate all the time, right? And only people, well, I ain't gonna say only people, but a lot of people from Newark understand exactly what I'm talking about. Um, when it comes to the movie American Gangster, right? American
I just
Gangster
watched it the other day.
is an exceptional movie, great movie, right? But if you from where I'm from and you know the particulars, it's 80% false. Now I'm not saying Frank Lucas wasn't Frank Lucas, but
Don't ruin it for me.
why? I'm just giving you. I'm not ruining the movie because, like I said, the movie is a great movie. I'm just telling you that's not how it was in real life.
Yeah,
Because the character that what's my guy name?
Denzel.
No, Russell Crowe. The Russell
Oh,
Crowe character, he's what? If you watch the movie, if you pay attention to the movie, he's the prosecutor in where? Essex County, New Jersey. That's where I'm from. That's Newark, New Jersey. Newark is in Essex County,
mm,
right? The whole movie is about him trying to get Frank Lucas. Frank Lucas was never a Newark resident. Frank Lucas was in New York, which was out his jurisdiction. So that premise alone, the movie is false. You know what I mean? But it's a great movie, but it's not a true story. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference. So it's like the Country Boys, the ones that T.I. and all them with, those was the ones that was really after that was really after. Not Frank Lucas. Frank Lucas then moved to North until after he got out of jail and everything else. Then he finally, his matter of fact, he died living in North. But that was way after the fact. Julia said, I got to go check it out. It ain't down here yet. Okay. Yeah, man. Man, shoot, all these different platforms, you'll be able to get it sooner or later, even if you don't get it in the movie theater. Sam said biopics now are about the money now. That's exactly what I was saying, Sam. Like, it's like, okay, what we go? How can we sensationalize this story to profit the most? We not. I just believe we living in an era where it's not about accuracy. It's about what could be sold. It's like I forgot what that line was. Might have been a Denzel movie too, where he said it's not about the truth. It's about what story can you sell. No, it was back when the OJ trial was going on. It's like it's not about the truth. It's about what can you sell to the jury, and
mm,
that's what it's about these days when it comes to like these biopics and whatnot. Especially when you got a captivated name associated with it. You know what
yeah,
I mean? You know, if they would come out with a Prince biopic, now we already know how Prince was anti-industry. So we
hmm,
definitely know that he would never want to be a part of having no biopic and all this kind of stuff there. So, but people were going, oh man, that's Prince, and we gotta go see what this is about. Let's see how bad it was really between him and Michael Jackson, and did they really have a beef and all this other kind of stuff. But
well, you know, when Michael Jackson died, they said that Prince locked himself in his room for like 3 days.
I seen that too, and that's it. That's another thing. So, as much as they like to sensationalize, like they was, and that's one thing I hate that we do too. not just black people, but specifically black people. I'm speaking as a black man. Like, we got to stop. And I just talked about this last week. I definitely have no problem with picking sides in certain situations, right? However, everything doesn't need to be. You can like Pepsi and Coke at the same time.
Right.
You can like Lay's and Ruffles at the same time. Like, it ain't like you
Right.
got to pick one or the other. You can
It
like
doesn't have to
Michael
be
Jackson
something
and
negative.
Prince.
Yeah.
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 There's nothing wrong with being a fan of both artists. It's not like if I like this one, I can't like. Now, if you're a blood, you can't be a Crip. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's
I
two different
think
things.
right. I think that I saw in one of the interviews they did end up Prince went to go see Michael and they ended up having a conversation, but I think probably what hit him so hard was that, Prince was amazing in his own right. And they both had rough childhoods, abusive dads and stuff like that. I think him, realizing them, damn, like Michael probably was somebody that really understood his plight and what he went through. You know what I mean? And then all that beef or whatever they had or whatever, that really, took a toll on him. I was devastated. I remember exactly where I was when I heard he passed away.
Who? That's Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. I remember vividly. So Sam said that's why in the beginning it says based off true events, they have to make the story more exciting to sell tickets. Absolutely. Um,
Yeah. Always. I mean, that's with
and that's my
everything.
whole thing. Like
But
for
I think
people like me,
the name Michael Jackson alone is gonna sell.
that's exactly it. That's
Yeah.
exactly it. Blessed evening to you both. Hey, what's good, Dorothy? Um,
Hello.
you said, Mara, what's up? Where the Epstein file? Oh man, we ain't even gonna have time to get into that because we gonna cut it short tonight. But yeah, I had seen. Matter of fact, I seen something from TMZ with what's his name, the TMZ guy, and he was talking about his new releases. So yeah, I might get into that next Tuesday too. um, but it's definitely interesting and something to come about. Prince saw MJ as the closest thing to competition. He wanted that challenge and it pushed his entire career.
Thank
Um,
you. Yes, exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
I was
L-
referring to American Gangster. Okay, yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, it's based off a true story, but 80% of the movie is false. It's not accurate. That's
I'm
all
so
I'm
mad at you.
saying. No, but it don't change the fact that it's a great movie.
It's a phenomenal
Yeah,
movie.
but it just don't think that. Nah, you remember when Frank Luke? I'm telling you that's it's not accurate. It's just a great movie.
Don't tell me that. You just like, oh my gosh. And I literally just watched it the other day.
My bad. And I still watch it too because, like I said, it Denzel killed the role.
I love
Even
gangster
even even
movies
Cuba Gooding was
anyway.
playing Nicky Barnes. Like I've been always been in the gangster movies and the white
Yeah.
family, Chicago gangsters, Florida gangsters. I had to backtrack because I was too deep into it one time. I could tell you all the different
Listen,
families.
down the rabbit hole. Like I
Yeah.
go even with I don't only do it with gangster movies. I like real life stuff. So I'll do it with history, Egypt. You get me sitting down watching something about Egypt, and I'm just like down rabbit holes. England, anything, any kind of. I just go down rabbit holes. If it's like true to life, I'm down a rabbit hole.
Hey, so Drew said, bro, that movie was too deep because it ain't go down like that. Believe it or not, Frank stayed with his people in Arsdale Place. That's right around the corner from Grand Avenue. They used to bring him out in a wheelchair, and he just used to sit there and watch. I never knew who he was until my little bro told me Denzel brought the story from him. Frank could not even go to the opening of the movie because they still had money on his head. Joe, I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I know. Yeah. And like you said, you got to remember that this was the old Frank at this time. This is by the time he was old, and you know, it is what it is. But the cousins was the ones that they was really after. Um, Sam said, "What up, Julian? Cape of Mar? Hey, you all. Uh, and hey, y'all. Hey,
Hey,
coming up.
yeah, hey.
Um, book I started writing is about a nonverbal autistic boy. All right, good job with that, Dorothy. When you get done, you can come back on. We talk about it. Um, but yeah, so again, I apologize, Ty. I didn't mean
We're
to
gonna
do
have words.
it's just, but I was making the point that just because we see everything, I remember my bishop always taught me this. He's like, listen, when you reading a book about whatever, this was when I was going through seminary and everything. He's like, whenever you read a book about any specific topic, whether it be about faith, whether it be about tithing, whether it be about salvation, anything, you gotta always remember that that book that you read is not that it's not factual, it's not that it is factual. It's just that one person's perspective. You know what
Right.
I mean? And
Absolutely.
that's the one thing when it comes to these TV shows and these movies, and that's why we got great directors and screenwriters and all this kind of stuff there, because it's that point of view. This is what they brought in to reality, right? But at the same time, again, there's so many different things and that's one reason. That was another reason I didn't have a problem with the movie, but I totally understood it. Um,
Right.
in terms of both Janet not wanting to be a part of it and Diana Ross. Diana Ross went as far as telling them that if y'all put me anybody that in that movie that resemble me, I will sue y'all.
Well, I have my suspicions why she didn't want to be a part of it, but that's just,
Yeah. Nah, get into it. We want to see. We want to see.
I think she didn't want to be looked at as somebody who groomed him. Um, she knew him when he was a
Mm-hmm.
child to
Mm-hmm.
grow up in front of her eyes, and she was very flirtatious with him. They were in a they were involved.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like you knew him when he was what, 6, 7, 8, whatever age. Like that's pretty strange. I mean,
I get it. This is all right. So this is the way that I look at it, right? And I totally get what you're saying, and I get how other people will feel the same exact way. Um, it's just and put it like this. Let's say, for example, you know of a couple, right? That couple gets divorced, and 10, 15, 20 years down the years later, the husband marries his ex-wife best friend, right? Of course, if that happens, it doesn't mean that anything was going on and they were cheating way back then. But people
Listen,
gonna automatically assume how long has this been going on?
that part, and I'm burning everything down. Like, don't play with me. I don't care how long we've been separated. Once mine, always mine. Don't you touch nothing. That was mine. I mean, as far as like my friends and my close people, if you was my best friend and you married my ex-husband, oh, we got a whole problem. Yes, of course I'm gonna think something was going on.
So
Absolutely.
it's the same thing. It's the same thing with the brother. I keep calling. I got to stop doing it. I keep calling him the brother cousin because I do agree. Now I meant to hit on that earlier. Jafar did an absolutely great job portraying Michael Jackson. But he is a cousin brother. What I mean by that is
Well, he didn't
Jermaine
ask to
and
be here.
Randy. No, I'm just saying. But my point is, it happens. Whether you're gonna burn everything or not down, it happens. Like, unfortunately, I'm not
I
saying that it's
can't even
cool.
think about stuff like that.
I'm not saying that it's cool, but how you gonna have a brother babies by two of the Jackson 5 brothers? And
Yeah.
it baffles me how many people didn't really know about that.
Yeah,
Because
I
they
knew
thought
about
he
it.
was
I
my
knew
brother
about it, but
cousin.
I'm just saying, like, it's not the kid's fault. But yeah, she was just a dirty bird. You know what I'm saying? So I couldn't do it. Like, I would have to really hurt somebody. Like, somebody's gonna get hurt. I don't care how long we've been. No, no.
That's that PR in you.
I guess so. You call it what you want to call it.
No, I get it. I'm not condoning those saying the case. I'm just saying that it does happen. I'm not saying that I agree with
Yeah,
it, but I
no, I
know that
know
it
it.
does
Oh, I
happen.
know it happens. I mean, growing up, I've had people backdoor me. You know what I'm saying? And it didn't end well for them. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay. Allegedly.
allegedly, yeah, allegedly. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty wild that that happened. But you know, but now don't get me wrong, I love me some Diana Ross, I do. But I think that she had her reasons, and I think that was part of the reasoning.
I 100%
Part.
agree.
It
Now I
might not
don't
be the
think that.
whole reason.
Yeah, and even if it was, I don't. I honestly, in my heart of heart, like when we talk about Mike with his allegations, I honestly don't believe that Diana Ross was doing anything inappropriate with him when he was a child. I don't.
No,
I don't
no,
believe that. I
yeah,
do
no.
believe that she would have waited till he got of age, and then
Well, I think as he got older and he was very good looking,
yeah,
and when they do get older and you're working in such close proximity and you're in the same industry and stuff like that, some people don't
mhm,
see age as, a
yeah. Because I
problem.
know, like, I can honestly say that it's been people that when I was growing up, I looked at them and oh my God, that's a crush. When I get older, I want to marry her one day, even though they like 17
Mhm.
years older than me. People that we had crushes on growing up.
Right.
But then when you get at this age, when you get 30, 40, and you realize, okay, there's a little 15-year difference between us, but it ain't as it ain't as frowned upon as adults as it is, back then. So
Right, right. You're right. I mean, I guess I'm at the age now. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not gonna. My ex was 11 years younger than me, so
11 years younger than you?
he was 29 and I was 40 when we met.
Okay.
So, but he came after me. I ain't come after him. But
Now,
I'm
now,
telling you, these young,
can you imagine that 10 years earlier?
yeah, I could never. No.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Things change the older that we get.
Yeah. Yeah.
It definitely plays a factor.
But even now, like young guys like 21, 22, they'll try to hit on me. And I'm like, boy, I could be your damn mama. No. Like, what am I
So
supposed to do with you?
train. What the Bible say? Train up a child in the way they should go.
No, I don't want to have to teach you Nathan. Oh my God, no. So yeah,
It's
no,
too
that's just
funny.
weird.
It is. It is. But I get it. Again, I get it. Especially the older that I get, like because and you see it all the time, especially like these. I was thinking about that the other day. I don't know why randomly, but I want to know how old is Melania Trump. I know she's what we used to call him back in the day, Belle or the Bride or whatever. But I know she ain't nowhere near his age.
Yeah, gross.
And we see that
Uh,
all the time especially when it comes to celebrities.
yeah.
Cher boyfriend was what, 60 years younger than her?
Yeah, I just can't even imagine laying with something like him. Ugh. Oh my God.
Let
She
alone being in the
definitely did it
same
for the
room
money. She definitely did it for the money.
to get her paperwork to get over here.
Right, something. I don't know. That's so gross.
Yeah,
I
having
just
sex.
can't. Yeah, I can't imagine being even how old was Diana Ross when Michael was like how much older?
I just heard it earlier. I think she was like, man, I was watching something earlier today because and they said it, but I forgot how old it was. I think she might have been, it wasn't like no 20, 30 years old. It was somewhere around more like, I think she might have been 11, 17, he may be 17 years older than him. I
Are
don't know.
you
Let me look that up real quick.
sure?
Let me look that up real quick.
Cause I don't know if he was like she was a grown woman when they discovered him or them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. In real time, I don't think like the Supremes, they might when she was in the Supremes, she might have been like what, 25, 25, 30. They wasn't
Oh,
like,
okay.
you know what I mean, 40, nothing like that.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I feel you. I see what you're saying.
What's the age difference between Diana Ross and Michael Jackson? 14 years. She's
Okay.
14 years older than him.
Okay. Okay.
You know what I'm
Okay.
saying?
Okay. Yeah.
Because of like you said, the status, the larger life, that's the Supremes. And he's this little
Right.
kid. It seemed like a big difference. That's what I'm saying.
Well, this just weird because she knew him when he was not even like in the double digit numbers. You know what I'm saying? She knew him What was he when they discovered him? What how old was Michael when they discovered the Jackson 5?
Like 8 or 9.
Right. So that's strange.
That's just strange to Tanya.
No,
I'm
no,
telling you, it happens all the time.
that's strange to a lot of people.
So
I
you
mean, think
said
about it. If you had a friend that you were friends with and you had a daughter, and then when she got older, I mean, like, put yourself like in that mindset. Like your best friend was around your child when your
that
child
couldn't
was
happen
9
though.
years old.
That couldn't happen
Huh?
because I don't. I said that couldn't happen because I don't have no daughters, so I can't view it that way.
But just think about it in your mind. Don't tell me you're one of those people that don't have that inner dialogue.
Not when it comes to daughters, absolutely not. Because I never wanted a daughter, just for reasons of that alone. Now,
It's just
however,
strange.
I can see where people that baby might have babysitted me as a child, not being egotistical, but I can see where people that might have babysitted me as a child and known me as at that age, like Michael Jackson, when I became of age, they were interested. Like, oh, he's not that little boy anymore.
I guess it's different for a man.
And that's what I think that's what it more or less is too. You know what I mean?
I guess it's different for a man. I don't know.
Cause now, don't get me wrong. I will say a bit because I remember one time I was trying this online date. This was years ago. I was trying this online date, and I wound up going out with this young lady, and we got to talking, and some kind of way her parents' age came up. I'm like, yo, her parents is like both her parents is younger than me. Like, well, how old are you? And man, I said, yo, man, listen, that was the last time I ever did online dating. Like,
Ooh, gotta go. See you
she
when I
looked,
see you.
yeah, she looked so much older than what she was. I'm like, no, I can't be dating nobody that's younger than both my sons. Like, no, that's not cool.
Listen, that's just weird. And that's why I don't like when young guys hit on me. I can't. I'm looking at you like, why? You're 22, you're 23. Like, I'm about to be 50 next month. Like, there's no way. I can't
Yeah,
do it.
Julian said some people like younger folks, some like the same age, some like older. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's different for everybody. I'm with Ty, I can't do it. It feels weird to me. And I ain't got time to be training nobody.
If I'm gonna go with a younger guy, it's gonna be what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be for one thing. Because what
Okay,
else can he do for me?
okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, and
I definitely feel you on that.
I don't think, and in maturity wise, I know some younger guys that are way more mature than some older men that
And
I,
vice
you know what
versa,
I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, God knows. I mean, age really doesn't have anything to do with maturity. It's your mindset.
Mm-hmm. And
But
life experience, how you deal with things.
right, right. So I mean, you never know. But I don't, I don't. It's just weird. I don't want to be walking around and be like, "Oh, is this your son?" Like, you know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this though. Did your mother-in-law have any issue with your age difference
Oh, she had a
when
whole
you were
issue
married?
with me, period. She just wanted him with his baby mama. That was,
Okay,
she just didn't want him with nobody else but her. So she had a whole issue with me just in general.
got you.
Yeah.
All right.
But yeah, he came after me. I ain't,
Hey, the young fella did something right. He got
Yeah,
you.
yeah. His mind though, he got me with his mind. Very intelligent.
Mm,
I like, good conversation and well, we could talk about anything and it's just not, no dry
yeah,
text and no dry conversation. No, and he loved to talk on the phone. That was one thing that I like to do, instead of just texting me all the time. On the, I don't
tell her,
know.
Drew. And
What
that
happened?
that go for young and old. Drew said a younger man might surprise you, miss, but it's
You
always a choice.
you're right. You're absolutely right. Like I said, my ex was 11 years younger than me. Um, and after we broke up, the guys that I met after that, yeah, they were young or younger than me. So It's just like there's younger and then there's too young. Like
Yeah, 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 yeah. There's a difference.
a,
Yeah,
there's a difference. There's like
Mhm.
21 and in their 30s. I'll still
Yeah.
date like a 30-year-old. You know what I'm saying? Like still a
I'm
20-year
with you
difference
because for
though.
me, it's more or less about now. Like you said, it can't be too young, but I care more about your head or where your head is at in the game or your maturity level than actual age.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Because if you
That
out here taking pictures with money in your hand and you know going just acting young, like walking around, like I want me a grown man. You could still be a young grown man, a young mature man. But if you're not and your mindset is not there, then no, I can't do it.
yeah, I definitely feel you there. That's one reason I used to always, well, not always, but I would prefer, older women because it's like, especially at this age, people are like, what, man? I said, listen, one thing about older women for the most part, they ain't got time for no games. You know what I mean? It is what it is. They ain't playing no games. You ain't got to decipher what's true, what's not. You know what I mean? I love that aspect of it. You ain't got to, it ain't like a chess get match. When you make
Yeah,
your move, I make my move. We both thoroughly invested. I don't have to be as defensive as I do with an older woman as I do with a younger woman. You see what I'm
right,
saying?
right.
So it's just like you said, there's different levels to it. It's different levels
It's
to it. And at the
different
end of the day, it's
levels,
preference. And there's nothing wrong with
definitely.
preference. It's not preferences are never right or wrong.
Right, absolutely. That's your preference. You can't tell somebody what,
Mm-hmm.
what to like and what not to like. You know what I'm saying? So if that's what they prefer, I don't think I have a preference like we were saying. I think it's all up here.
Mm-hmm.
So, but too young is too young. Like I just know that we're not on the same page.
I get it. I'm with you there. We in total comparison, total cahoots there. But let me see. I don't think I could do it. Nah, this is only gonna put it here. What I'll do is I'll go back and comment on or you can if you want, go back and comment on the thread from the live on Facebook and maybe YouTube. I'll take care of it. Give them your YouTube channel once again.
Oh, it's Tanya Talks, PRPYT. Yep.
All right. Tanya
Follow,
talks.
subscribe.
Absolutely. And she got some good content on there. She got a question of the day every once in a while. Well, every day.
Well, I
Just
try to.
yeah.
A lot of
Um,
inspirational quotes and, just life advice or just what grinds my glitter, something that bothers me. But I try to.
Drew said I always saw myself with a younger mate, even from small. We both can't smell like Bengay. Drew crazy.
Okay, but when you over there using that Bengay, they gonna be running off with somebody else. That's another thing. You get them young ones, they want to go out there and play.
What do you say? She's gonna tuck him in and she gonna tuck
Yup,
him in and be out.
right. Here, let me rub you with some Bengay. Give you a little Benadryl. Put your ass to
I'm about
sleep.
to say, put him to sleep early on purpose so she can. Girl, I'll be there in
Dinner at
about
3.
half an hour. All right, Drew said, send me your stuff. I bet I absolutely will. Don't go out like Shannon Sharp. Absolutely, man. He's just a fool. He deserves everything he got, yo. He
Oh
deserves
my
everything
God.
he got.
That really
Everything.
upset me.
I do
That
not feel
upset
bad
me.
for him under no circumstances.
Well, now, no, but I really liked Shannon before that happened. And when that happened, I was just like, you dummy. Like, yeah.
That's why I said he got everything he deserved.
Mm-hmm.
Drew said, "Oh, the
Mm-hmm.
ones doing the same thing." Absolutely, absolutely. It's tick for tat. But man, we gonna
It
get up
is.
out of here because I know my girl got to get some rest. I thank you for coming on, and I'm gonna try to make this more regular. Let me know what your schedule whenever you want to come on. Like I said,
I
next time you come
enjoyed
on,
you.
yeah, no
Thank you for
doubt.
having me.
I appreciate it.
I was so tired, and then when I got up here with you, I was like, see, you
Okay.
you you gave me a second wind.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I try from time to time.
Yeah, pretty dope. Pretty dope.
But man, yeah, I appreciate all you guys for tuning in, man. I appreciate you for being here again, Tanya. I
Thank
don't take it
you.
lightly. I truly appreciate it. Like I said, next time you come on, we'll get to some of the questions and we can get into. I'll always definitely. You would be perfect for it. I want to do a show on because I don't want like fluff. I don't like fluff at all. But
Right.
I like straight answers and just different things. What women are looking for, what men are looking for, do's and don'ts. I always wanted. I've been dying for like 2 years now to do a show on why do people choose to ignore red flags. And I think
Ooh,
that you would be a good person to have this
I got
conversation with.
some stories for you.
I think you would be good for that. So we
That would be
got to
so
put on
much
the books.
fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
absolutely.
sure.
Because I don't
Yeah.
understand. I do not understand
Listen, who understands it? Nobody understands why they do what they do.
it.
There's a lot of factors that play into that.
hmm So
People
we'll
get
get into it.
yeah.
We'll definitely get into it. But y'all, man, y'all have a great night. Can't wait for them Knicks to go home too. Nah, you already know that's why we're in the show with Go Knicks, baby. We ain't going home. Don't be mad because y'all home already, and you gonna get another year of LeBron just because you said that.
Oh my
So
gosh.
he ready to get up. Hey, what's good, Ed? Yeah, we about to shut it down. We were just going over the Mike movie and a couple other things. But go back and watch the replay. You can either watch it. You go to the YouTube
Can
channel
I
and like it and subscribe.
yeah, can I put it in here or
I think so.
hold on. You have to look for it, or maybe I can actually copy my link and put it into the chat like you said.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me see if I can do it here.
Yeah, I think I like our chances too. While she's doing that, the Jew, I like our chances though. I think OKC is going to win it all. I'm not sure, but I like my chances against the Knicks. I was literally telling somebody earlier. Um, here's the way I look at it. I think that we could beat Cleveland. I was looking, believe it or not, I was actually looking forward to playing Detroit more than Cleveland. I don't like our matchup against Cleveland when it comes to Mobley and what's his other guy named Jared Allen, whatever his name is, the power forward. I don't like the way we match up against them, but I do think that we could beat them. Now, however, I do believe that we have a possible chance at winning the whole thing because I believe that this San Antonio and OKC series is the it's gonna be must see TV. Let's put it that way. We got the first game, double overtime, and I believe that that series is gonna be so physical that whoever comes out of that series, they're gonna be kind of wore down against whoever they face, whether it's us or Cleveland. So I like the chances. I like the Knicks' chances so far. Um,
I
but
put
I
it in
believe
there.
when
I
I see
can't
it.
see it though.
Yeah, I see it here. Let me see.
Okay.
We put add it to the screen real quick. So there you go. Y'all guys could copy that. And or go to it and subscribe to her YouTube channel. And subscribe. Let's get her subscriptions up. Of course on YouTube, everything is free to subscribe. But we appreciate the support. It's Tanya Help as the way that it's spelled right there on Facebook. You could go follow on there as well. For her different content that she posts throughout the day or throughout the week. But we gladly appreciate it. I'm glad we connected. Um,
Thank you.
Marv needs to put it in the detail section of the video. Okay, I go back and add that. Um, but yeah, man, I appreciate you all, man. I hope everybody has a great week. I hope everybody had a good Mother's Day week. We look coming up this Monday. Monday is Memorial Day, so shout out to all the people that we'll be remembering that have served and laid their life down on the line for our country. Our relatives, our family members, our brothers, our sisters, our cousins, our mothers, our fathers. Salute to all those people there. My grandfather was a World War II veteran himself. Um, I have some uncles that were in Vietnam. So shout out just to the memory of everybody that served. We thank you guys for your service, and we definitely appreciate you. laying your life down on the line and fighting for our freedoms, being a part of a war, whether you chose to or not. Um, we do appreciate you and thank you for your sacrifice. With that being said, I appreciate you. Have a good week. Be safe. Stay hydrated. These weather is changing.
Oh my God, yeah.
And I love you all, man. I truly appreciate you guys. And as usual, when signing off, DeAndre and Lisha, and happy birthday to my son. My son will be 30 years old on Saturday over there cruising right now. But happy birthday to him as well. Early, we'll do it, revisit it again next Tuesday night. But as usual, when signing off, DeAndre and Lisha, know that Daddy loves you intentionally, but I also love you unconditionally. Till next week, peace.
Bye.